created a puppet play for you based on an excerpt from Uncle Tom's Cabin. I thought we'd just be ambitious and do some big literature. But we just took one little part. In case you know the story, you won't be alarmed that we're leaving out. So, okay. The story begins on the Shelby farm in Kentucky. This is the farmhouse that is very tall and grand. And this is Uncle Tom's poor little cabin where the slaves live. It's not quite as nice. Now, Mr. Shelby is a very kind slave owner. However, he has some serious money problems. He owes quite a bit of money to Mr. Haley, a greedy slave trader. Mr. Haley is coming to buy slaves from Mr. Shelby to cover the debt. As they discuss the trade, one slave named Eliza is listening behind the house.
I know I owe you lots of money, but there must be some other way.
No, Mr. Shelby, I want both Tom and the little boy. You must give them to me or I'll take you to court and you'll lose your whole farm and all your slaves.
But Eliza will be heartbroken if I sell her child away from her. And Tom, well, he's been with me since I was a little boy.
Well, that's the way it is, Mr. Shelby. I'll get a good price selling them down south. I'll be back here tomorrow. Have them ready. Don't try any tricks.
Haley and Shelby leave, and Eliza comes out of hiding.
Oh no, not my baby. He can't sell my baby. I'll have to run away just as soon as I warn Uncle Tom. I'll head north where I can be free from slavery.
So Eliza runs to Uncle Tom's cabin. And Uncle Tom rushes out.
Why, Eliza, whatever's the matter? Oh, Tom, Master is selling my baby. I must run away. Oh no, it must be a mistake. I can't believe Master would do that. He doesn't want to, but he must. Tom, that's not all. He's also selling you. But Master has been so good to us all his life. He's not like all the other slave owners around. It can't be true. I heard him with my own ears talking to the slave trader. If he doesn't sell you and the baby, he'll lose his whole farm and all of us will be sold. Tom, you must hurry and run also. Oh no, Eliza. Master needs me. And I don't want him to lose his farm. And I would rather give up myself to help Master and save all the rest of you here. But Tom, we'll be sold south. I know how horrible it is if you live in the south. Don't you worry, Eliza. The same God that is with me here will be with me there.
Tom goes into his cabin, and Eliza runs away as the sun sets. When next the sun rises, Mr. Shelby comes out of his house, and Sam and Jake and Andy run to him. One at a time they will run to him. Here they come. They're coming out of the slave quarters. They're running in the morning. And Sam says,
Master, we can't find the baby. We looked everywhere. Eliza must have went away with him.
Oh dear, and here comes Haley.
What's all the commotion about? And where's the girl?
where their shortcuts curiously keep leading them down dead-end trails. They find that roads that the boys remember as being good roads keep ending up being full of mud holes or blocked by trees. Meanwhile, Eliza has traveled all night and much of the next day. She finally reaches the Ohio right next to an inn that sits on the banks of the river. When she sees the river, she says,
"Oh, baby, just look at that river. It's so wide and deep. Look at those ice stones floating along. How will we ever get across?"
Eliza sits down behind the nearby inn to rest and think. Exhausted, she and the baby fall asleep. The owner's son happens to find her.
Hey, why are you sleeping here?
"Oh, little boy, please don't tell anyone I'm here. I just need to find a way to get across the river and I'll be gone."
The river? How are you going to cross the river?
"I don't know, but there must be some way."
Well, my pa's waiting
for a man to bring some supplies down on a boat. Maybe he'll come soon and he can take you.
I don't know if I can wait very long.
Well, you might have to. A person's sure to lose their life trying to cross that river without a boat.
Then the baby begins to cry.
My baby is powerful hungry. Do you think you could find us a little
Oh,
food?
certainly. You wait right here and rest. I'll go get you some.
Owen goes inside as Haley and the boys appear.
Oh, Master Haley, look over that way. Go over there.
Way over there.
No, I say that. Yeah, that looks like a way over by the tree.
Definitely.
They all point and gesture, trying to distract Haley and give Eliza a minute to run. And then Haley says,
Wait a minute, who's that running over there?
I think it's this video, don't you, Jake?
Yeah,
That's the thing to do.
Get out of my way, you fools. There goes the girl.
he chases Eliza to the river's edge. Eliza looks out over the swollen, icy river. She looks back at her pursuer, and she jumps onto a floating ice cake. And Haley says,
I give up.
and they all run off. Eliza balances on her ice cake, riding it as it rushes along. And then she jumps to another cake and another cake. With each jump, she totters with her baby in her arms. Sometimes the ice chunk would sink beneath her weight. She would have to set the baby on another piece of ice and drag herself onto it out of the frozen water. As she reached the Ohio side of the river, she was completely exhausted. A man who had been watching her progress with amazement hurries to help her up the bank.
Here, grab my hand. I'll give you. I'm a high made it. Must have been some kind of miracle.
Thank you.
Don't try to talk. You're so crude. I'll take you to a safe place you can dry.
But I can't stop. I have to get away from the slave trader.
Don't worry. I'll get you away from here and on your way to freedom.
This Quaker man did help Eliza and sent her along the Underground Railroad, which she followed all the way to Canada and freedom. The end.
All right. Great job.
Where's the sun? Where's the sun?
Where's the sun?
Where's the sun? Where's the sun?
Wait.
Yeah, the main character, the sun.
Aw.
Excellent.
Thank you, Mrs. Starkman Atkinson, for making up this play for us.
Aw.
Mrs. Atkinson did that. Wow. Yes, I